Hello my fellow IT experts, welcome to another StarWind video, and today I'm going to show you how to use StarWind V2V Converter to convert Oracle VirtualBox VM to another platform. So let's get started. And we're starting with the first and very important step, and that step is making sure that your Oracle VirtualBox VM is powered off. Currently, StarWind V2V Converter doesn't support so-called hot conversion of the VirtualBox VM. So if you didn't power off your VM before starting the conversion will fail and you won't get the proper result. So we're going to our VirtualBox software. We're making sure that virtual machine was powered off. It is. So we can start the conversion. So let's minimize that and start StarWind V2V Converter. So now we're selecting the source platform, source system, VirtualBox server. Now we're putting the information about the VirtualBox server to establish the connection between V2V Converter and the server. So let me just put the information very quickly. So now the user, let me sure that I put it correctly. Okay, so now the password. So let's go to the next step. So if you run to this error message, which is showing that we put incorrect credentials to a VirtualBox host, you need to perform a couple of additional steps to establish that connection between the V2V Converter and the VirtualBox host. And to do that, you need to start the VirtualBox web service component. And let me show you how to do that. I will be showing you how to do that on the Windows system. So to do that, we need to open the command prompt. It's much easier to do it from the command prompt. So we need to navigate to folder where the VirtualBox software is located. So the default path on the Windows is the following. So it's a simple command cd to move to the specified folder, and the path to the folder is the following. So it's a C drive, program files, Oracle, and VirtualBox. So now you can pause the video to remember this path so you can use it when you will be performing your conversion. So let's go forward. So now we're in the folder. So now we need to start the web service component. And to do it in Windows, we just need to type the name of the executable of that component. So the name of it is vbox websrv.exe. Also, we're adding additional parameter to this command. So the VirtualBox web service will be listening to our management adapter and the management IP address. So the V2V Converter can establish the connection to the host, to the Oracle VirtualBox server. So we're adding --host. And we're putting the IP address of our network adapter. 73. So as you can see, we started the web service component. It's already showing that it's listening to the adapter through a port that is used by the web service component. So we can back to the V2V Converter, click OK here, click Next. As you can see, we established the connection. So we're choosing the virtual machine that we're going to convert from the list of the VMs that we have on the VirtualBox server. We're going next, and now we're choosing the destination platform. So in my case, the destination platform will be VMware system. So I'm choosing remote VMware ESXi server or vCenter. From the name, you see that you have couple of options to choose from on the next step. So here you're specifying what I would call it instance to use. So where you will be pointing the V2V converter software. You can point V2V converter software to a vCenter server appliance or to vSphere client, or you can point it to the ESXi server itself. So I'll be pointing it to the vCenter server appliance. So let me just quickly put the information about that. 238. Now the user, treater at little, and the password for it. Let me just double check that I put it correctly. Yep. So we're going to the next step. And if you did what I did, so you pointed V2V converter to vCenter, then you will need to perform additional step during this, during setting up the new virtual machine, because this step is for new virtual machine, so you're assigning all of the resources for a new VM. If you pointed V2V converter to a particular server, then this setting, the host, will be already pre-selected because you did it on the previous step. So I'll select the destination server. Now I'm selecting the destination storage for the new virtual machine. Now I'm selecting the name. I will left it the default as the source VM name. As well, I'm selecting the source virtual disk of a source VM that is going to be converted. And the very important step is to properly select the operating system type. Because if you won't do that properly, the conversion will finish in some cases, will be completed, but the new virtual machine won't start because you selected the wrong operating system type, so the destination system will be confused. So in my case, it's VMware system. It will be confused because I selected Windows and the operating system of my VM is Linux, so it won't start. So I'm selecting Linux as a proper operating system type. So now I'm selected everything. I assign all of the settings to the new virtual machine. So now we can start the conversion. So we just click in convert button and the conversion will start. Once the conversion will be finished, you just go to your destination system. In my case, I'll go to ESXi cluster. I will double check my new virtual machine. I'll double check that it's powering on, it's running correctly, the data is correct, so nothing missing. If it is, then we finish the conversion successfully. We have our new virtual machine that we can further work with. And as well, we can start the new conversions to bring more virtual machines to the new cluster or to the new server. So thank you for being with me in this video. I hope you learned a bit more today about the virtualization and how you can work with it. As well, I learned about the new tool that you can put in your arsenal and use in day-to-day work with the virtualization. So yeah, thank you once again. Stay tuned and I see you next video.